There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left. That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
I'm very excited about that.
Oh my goodness.
There's a lot of fucking nonsense in this one.
That's going to be great. All right, we're ready to go?
Bright, burning bright.
All right, that's Marcus Parks. I'm Ben Kissel. This guy is real chipper over here to my left.
My name is Monka of the Sayrays people.
Sayrays.
Yes, please, come. Learn to play the tambourine, young Mark Santfield.
This is great.
Yes. Why is it every person who is touched by a good alien becomes lame and stupid?
I don't know. It's the Cat Stevens effect. I
They all
guess.
just, like, literally every time a good alien touches somebody, they're wearing, like, crystal earrings, and they're learning the tambourine next to some, like, fat 45-year-old naked woman in the middle of Tempe, Arizona.
I mean, that's the kind of alien you want to be touched by, you know?
I don't think so.
Why not?
I think I'd rather be zip-zopping around the galaxy with the cool-ass, badass reptilians.
Yeah. All right, well, we're not here to talk about reptilians. We'll discuss them briefly, but we're talking aliens.
Learning right. I'm sorry. We'll get to that later.
We got aliens, the Archons, and a whole bunch of research. Henry, I just want to ask
This is our alien
you,
update.
Yeah, alien update.
Yes.
How many days this week did you wear pants? Because Alien Research Week is always a little bit interesting over there at the Zabrowski household.
Let's just say yesterday got real primal in the apartment. Because that's where, literally, I'm just sitting, eating hard-boiled eggs, totally naked. I stand at my kitchen, table to do research now.
Mm-hmm.
I stop laying in bed because it keeps me active.
Really?
It's my new exercise. So I'll walk back and forth across the kitchen as I listen to Coast to Coast.
So you basically get the same amount of exercise as somebody in solitary confinement.
Yes.
You just pace around. You can just open the door and you just walk around streets.
I follow the 9/11 truther exercise regimen,
Right.
which is just like I shout at my the backyard. I open up the window and be like, Does anybody care about the truth? And then that gives me the cardio I need.
Right.
And then the rest, and then it's fretting and then doing pull-ups on my bathroom, door jamb.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing.
And then you touch your hand to your head, similar to Columbo, multiple times, and
then I slam a Philly cheesesteak.
Right. Yeah. That's perfect. So let's just start with the Archons. I'm getting my Nerd Alert button ready to go.
So what we're doing with this episode is that all the things that we've learned of the last 6 months, we've done a lot of heavy shit recently. And so now it's like, but I think it's important for us to adjust we've been focusing a lot on this realm.
Yeah,
on this reality.
Death, destruction,
on America and like what, all the stuff that is out of our control.
Right.
These alien races are going to put the control back into our hands, and this is what we've learned over the last couple
we're in
months.
more control of the alien races than child pedophile rings?
Absolutely.
We could be if we have the right tools to harness our inner power that was within us all along.
Yes.
Okay. And of course, by tools, you mean fanny pack? Because I feel like you need a fanny pack to really get deep into this subject.
You need an old Walkman, first of all. You need an old Walkman, and you need a mom's basement.
Yes. I see.
Old power. You'd be surprised the kind of power you can really summon if you're sitting alone in a Barca-lounger in your mom's basement.
Yeah. If you're not told about dinner at 5:30 every single day, if you're not told, come upstairs for dinner, and then you immediately yell, not now, mother, not now. But it's Baked Potato Wednesday. I'll be up then.
I'll be up momentarily. Do you not know the agenda? Oh, I'm sorry. No, I didn't know it was Salisbury Steak Saturday.
All right, so let's do it.
Start with the Archons. So the Archons are microscopic evil aliens that attach themselves to our brains, right?
Well, we'll get into that. Let's get a nice little primer here. First of all, the word Archon means ruler or lord in the old Greek. But according to an article that I read, you should never refer to them as Archons.
Why
because
not?
that gives them power. If you call them an Archon, then you're already acknowledging that they are your ruler or your lord. The article that I read, they prefer to call them ankle biters.
Got to belittle them.
Ankle biters.
And the thing is that, does that not anger them?
It must, yeah.
No, but let's do a brief overview. Like these archons, what is the layman thing about archons? Right? Is that they are aliens that we can't see.
Well, there are two interpretations.
Yes, but
Yeah.
I mean, like, just general. Archons are microscopic aliens that could, if they are aliens.
Or
in
bed
fact.
bugs.
All
Are
right.
they bed bugs?
This is already confusing.
Okay. Because
I've
now I
got it
feel
all-
itchy.
You're trying to confuse it. I've got all this stuff all laid out.
All right, Marcus.
Yeah. So, first of all, the interpretation one that we have is that they are, in fact, aliens, and that the reptilian agenda, as we know it, is actually a smokescreen created by Sumerian theocrats to throw us off the trail of the Archons that are also called the Anunnaki, depending on who's writing about it.
So who are the Sumerians?
The Sumerians is one of Earth's oldest civilizations.
And the Sumerians have those books. There was these tablets.
Cuneiform.
What was the? They have these tablets that was called like Hideka, which is like this thing. It's like they have these things in jars, which are the last known written thing. It's the first written history of the human race.
They got pickled documents? They got pickled documents over
Yes.
It's called the Nag Hammadi,
Yes.
but we'll get to that way later.
But that's
All
just
Okay, Marcus, continue to lay
I've
this
got an
groundwork.
outline here,
All right.
because if we don't follow the outline, then we're going to devolve into madness like we always do with the alien episodes.
Okay, you're right. Just don't get me started, because as soon as
you're
I start
started. You are
thinking
well
about
and started.
I have been shouting alone. Literally, my girlfriend was sitting. I was like reading from the Sayres agenda, which we'll get to. So my girlfriend was like, "Stop it! I was like, "But you don't understand. It's bigger than us."
Leave him.
So
No longer date him, your poor girlfriend.
So the alien interpretation says that there are two types of archons. One of them is reptilian in appearance.
Okay.
But the other looks like an unformed baby or fetus, as we call them. It's partially...
You little ankle biter. What an adorable...
I ain't no baby. I rule you.
It's an
archon.
Just reminds me, I just feel like I would watch that the same way I watch all the Chucky's movies, where you're just like, kick it! Kick the doll! It's a fetus! Kick the fetus!
You can't rule over me. I rule over you. I'm the
It looks to me like you can't live out of a womb, so...
Bring me some pureed peaches, please. I don't have teeth to eat proper solid food. I'm an archon.
Yeah. Or like a little ankle numbler, something like that.
Further beyond the
Nibbler.
fetus appearance, it's also, they say that it's partially living, partially non-living, and has gray skin and dark, unmoving eyes.
Now, when it say it's partially living and partially non-living, that is like a common thing in alien literature when we read about it, how they just say a thing that makes no sense. Because you could just say it's partially living and partially non-living, and you'll be in a group of alien experts, and they'll go like, yes, exactly.
Well, I mean,
You're like, what does that even mean?
I'm sort of reminded of the 600-pound woman. Half of her skin is dead. So she's actually living and half dead.
That's just a sad American reality.
So I can see now the fetus, so it's just like half like brown and hard, and then the other half is just living the dream.
Huh. Kissel just dropped some science on us.
Nailed it. Well, when it comes to this...
Someone's got to make some sense.
So interpretation 2 is that they're actual psycho-spiritual parasites.
Now, this is from our favorite website, the Bibliotheca Pleiades.
Bibliotheca Pleiades, which, by the way, I think I'm starting to figure out what it's all about. I cannot tell you yet what it's all about, but the longer that I read it, the more it's about...
There is a gigantic... No, I know what you're talking
It's
about.
about
It has
energy,
an agenda.
I think. I think it's about energy.
All I know is it's impossible to read on an iPhone. That's the only thing I know about that website.
So they say in Gnostic cosmology, and by the way, the Gnostics, they'll come up a lot in talking about the archons.
They say that these are the wise ones of like pre-Catholic, like it's a pre-Catholic secret society that knew the secrets of the universe, and they believed that our galaxy, there was a living entity called Sophia that was essentially an alien like entity that lived at the center of our galaxy that all life shot out of, which was called the benevolent creator god or something like that. It was called like the ultimate benevolence.
A Sophia? It sounds like a hairy Italian woman. No, we all didn't come from that.
We're just fucking meatballs that came from her big old sauce pot.
No, Sophia.
I dropped a gnocchi.
Good God.
Like, thank you for giving us life.
Well, Gnosticism was at one point the prevailing belief in Christianity. It was dedicated completely to the pursuit of knowledge, nothing else. Actually, a fairly kick-ass religion as far as Christian theology goes. But they believed that the Archons were a species of inorganic beings that emerged from the solar system prior to the formation of the Earth. They are actually cyborgs inhabiting the planetary system, exclusive of the Earth, Sun, and Moon, which is described as a virtual world, which we'll call the stereoma right now.
Okay.
And that they construct by imitating the geometric forms emanated from the pleroma, which is the realm of the generators, the cosmic gods.
Now, we're supposed to have
Okay,
understood
so-
everything you just said, right?
So at this point, they either look like bed bugs, they look like Guado from Total Recall, or they look like Dolph Lundgren from Universal Soldier.
But the big thing to remember overall is that they're evil.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So the Archons, they are a genuine species with their own proper habitat. They may even be considered
They live in the
godlike.
shadow of Saturn.
Yes,
that is true.
That's very true. They live or lurk in the shadow of Saturn. The one I read, they made sure to say that they lurked.
They lurk.
They lurk.
Yeah.
in the
Because
shadow
there's a
of
difference.
Saturn.
Because standing, because it's like I stand and look. It's like, depending on my mood, I'm either standing or lurking. Like, I'll stand and wait for the bus, but sometimes it's fun to go like, is this the B-54?
Yeah. And I feel like I know you guys are speaking English, but I feel like a kid and when your dad's talking about taxes.
You guys,
It's like,
you know what
what's
this I say?
happening?
Guys at home, take notes. All right, just jot some quick. Write whatever it is that still pops up and sticks in your brain as we're saying, and then I want everyone to play a game at the end of this podcast. Put that list up on the Facebook profile on the Facebook group and see. I want to see what you gleaned from this.
I think we're
episode.
just gonna have a bunch of fan art with a big fat Sophia shitting out meatballs. That's what it's gonna be.
No, that's a great game. Yeah, take notes and then post on the Facebook page what you think we said.
Well, we think you said. Okay, so let's go back into it.
So,
All right.
the origins of the Archons. So, once upon a time, on Earth,
No, Henry, awaken.
I'm sorry.
Human beings, of course, were actually these amazing divine beings that were fully telepathic, multidimensional. We could simultaneously perceive and navigate between the dimensions.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we were fucking all up on Nug.
Man, we didn't do it right. We were born at the wrong time.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome to be a human back
exactly.
then.
You didn't need. Yeah, it was. This must have been. This is like 1969, but a million years ago.
Yeah.
All girls with hairy bushes just in there, and then banana breasts, and like dudes with fucking long, lanky blonde hair.
Oh, yeah.
So we built all of our cities, all of our technology worked in harmony with the Earth's magnetic fields. We were in full alignment with our, and all of these words are capitalized, divine inner self. Yes. And the Archons, who have always been present, we could shrug them off.
You take care of me. I'm a baby. Oh, fooled you. I'm an Archon.
I'm shrugging you off.
Wendy, I told you to
thought.
stop bringing every fetus you see home.
Yes,
God
it
damn
says
it!
here, right here, that the ankle biters, we'll just keep calling them ankle biters, could be shrugged off with a single human thought because that's how powerful we were.
Yes, exactly. But
Be away with you, ankle biter.
I will go back to my cradle in the shadows of Saturn.
Just seems like they would never be around. If you see them, you would just immediately think, Get
out of here.
Yeah.
Hey, get out of here.
Gross.
Yeah, well, here's how they got one over on us.
Yeah.
The ankle biters, they are the most clever manipulators in the entire universe. All they know is manipulation and deceit. That's all.
It's
they
because
know.
they have no legs. They need somebody to do everything for them.
Technically, it's evolution. Technically, if you are in the shape of a tiny baby, you need to level the playing field.
Yes, you
through
do.
deceit and manipulation, or Fucking learning how to play the guitar. How do you think Rick Ocasek got laid at all? He learned how to play the guitar, and sometimes you just gotta be funny. If these Archons, ankle biters, just were funny, then maybe they wouldn't have need to follow this life of manipulation.
Or if they could write a kick-ass song like Just What I Needed. I say just what I needed.
Just what I needed. Your soul. It's your soul that I need. No, I'm sorry. Jesse's girl. How I wish to control her. Yes.
I was going to tell you to get out of here, but those are some kicking licks, little fetus weird thing.
So the Archons, they devised a devious plan to very carefully manipulate humans that were in power in order to get the Archons on top. So they manipulated these humans into testing this new system of energy at the North Pole. The whole thing went disastrously wrong, and this
Santa dropping the ball.
What could go wrong?
The entire device exploded, caused tremendous cataclysms. All of the ice caps melted. The entire world was flooded, destroyed every coastal area on the planet. I would just love to see Santa
and the elves like in Terminator 2, like, when all their skin melts off the kids, and they're just like, what is happening? I was just inventing Christmas for the... Oh my God! It's just like, oh no! And all the skin melting off. It's like...
Yeah, and you know what? We do know, you may be saying, hey, Marcus, this sounds a lot like the fall of Atlantis.
Yes.
You would be wrong. For the actual fall of Atlantis happened thousands of years after this original Great Flood.
So did this kill the dinosaurs?
No, dinosaurs. This was after the dinosaurs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs are millions.
Dinosaurs died in a polar shift that the Say Rays are trying to stop from happening ever again. But we'll talk about it next chunk.
Yeah, we'll get to the Say Rays here in a minute.
Yeah.
So an actual amount of death and destruction unimaginable. Everyone in the entire world, they were heavily traumatized, and so the incredible trauma of the experience. This caused the loss of perception within humans. So we were no longer attached to
we lost that
divine
edge.
life.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we lost our edge.
That was like when Batman had his back broken in the third stupid Batman movie.
Sure.
And this is us at the bottom of the prison that was real easy to get out of in the Middle East. Yeah. So this is when so if we're gonna liken Batman to this, and so it's like the Archons, ankle biters, are like Bane if Bane was like a pile of babies.
One big. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Interesting.
Dangerous. Yeah, that was interesting with Batman. They threw him down in that little tunnel there, but then they were just like, but there's just enough steps. There's just enough like.
Oh, they were begging him to get out of there.
Yeah, they wanted him to.
They didn't know they had Batman.
Yeah.
So the Archons, they are able to feed on human grief. So they were able to gather a huge amount of low-frequency energy, which allowed them to feast on the suffering of humans and to grow even more powerful. And once they grew even more powerful, they were able to subliminally program humans to be blind to their presence. And if any person mentioned the ankle biters of their dark influence, they would be mocked, disbelieved, and ridiculed.
I like how this guy has built his own embarrassment into his theory about aliens. But honestly, I will say seriously again, I do believe there is a conspiracy to. I do believe in aliens.
Yeah,
I do believe we have had contact with aliens. Okay, shut up.
It's possible. I don't know.
All right, this is a free speech zone. But I do believe there is a conspiracy to ridicule these people because it just so happens to be every person that is saddled with the every time an alien shows up and makes one of these people an ambassador to the universe, be like, now you go and explain to your government about the real story that's happening in the shadows of Saturn. And he's like, he goes to show up, and there's something about that download of information that makes these people lame and stupid.
Just again, it's just the green background on all the websites. Yeah, that's what it is.
Green background, yellow text. Stop it.
Stop it,
It's just
guys.
insane.
It hurts my eyes.
How do you consume grief? That's what I want to know. Is that what? Okay. Like
then what I
vacuum
do is I just eat like 3 orders of dumplings.
Right. Yeah. So the old Zabrowski grief order. Yeah.
So finally, in the Archon's most brilliantly sinister move, they reprogrammed humans to resemble their own ego, which caused us to be fearful, jealous, petty, dishonest, brutal, enslaving, murderous, unforgiving, punishing.
Okay.
And so, since the day that the Archons reprogrammed us, we have been like Batman, trying to get out of the well.
Now, this is the thing. So, Archons do one of 2 things. They either make you evil,
yes,
or they make you weak.
Yes.
So, we all are suffering from these ankle biters because we're too afraid to expose the truth.
Yes.
So, that's what the Archons have done to us. But the Archons have also manipulated someone like, let's say, a Barack Hussein Obama, right? Who is a pile of babies in a black man costume, right? Who is running our country into the ground, right? And that's the other side of the Archon.
Yeah.
We're fine.
So,
I'm just doing that. I'm just playing the perspective of the man from Bibliotheca Pleiades.
Right. Yeah.
So, how do we know about the Archons?
Yes.
And by the way, a lot of this information here comes from an interview with a man named...
From their live journal.
Yes.
Archons loves NIN 69 at live journal.
This comes from an interview with a guy named Jay Wiedner on a radio show called Rinse Radio. Want to give credit where credit is due on this one. So the Archons, they were whispered about in texts after the burning...
This is that 45-minute long doc I sent you, right?
No, this is the transcript of the interview.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's get into this.
Did not watch the 45-minute
I
documentary.
watched some of it. It's pretty good. A lot of text.
It's not documentary if it's just text. Just write it down so I can just read it.
Yeah.
If
But
they
you don't
just
get all the music. The music sets the vibe. The ding dong, ding dong.
If they-
Archons.
Yeah.
If they just wrote it down, I could read it in 10 fucking minutes. Instead, you're making me watch a 45-minute long PowerPoint presentation.
And then it shows like pictures of Vietnam, like, you know, like
It gets
all these
serious.
things of all what Archons have done. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So, how do we know about the Archons? Apparently, we all know about the burning of the libraries in Alexandria.
Yes.
All of the world's knowledge up to a certain point was all lost. However, there were still whispers of the Archons, but the powers that be have spent the last 1,300 years whitewashing the Archons from all recorded history. But in 1947, we found what Henry talked about earlier, the Nag Hammadi.
Which
These
is, they
were in
said,
clay jars.
Yes, and these are Sumerian texts that wrote about, they were the first collected history of humankind, and they're believed to have been free from the manipulation of the church or historians or anything.
Where were they
so we're
found
getting
at?
the straight
Egypt.
fucking juice.
Yeah, they
This
were
is
found in
straight-
Egypt,
okay.
but they were written in Sumeria.
Oh, I think
Yeah.
you're going to say written in crayon. Very interesting.
No, it was all written in cuneiform.
Cuneiform.
Yes, that was the earliest known model of writing.
Okay.
Cuneiform.
Interesting.
So the Gnostics, back to the Gnostics, they preached that there was an invasion that occurred around 3600 BC, about 1600 years before the Nag Hammadi, and that they wrote that the invasion was like a virus. And they couldn't quite describe it, but the beings that they invaded, they called them Archons. And they said that the Archons had the ability to duplicate reality. And that the reason why they invaded us is that they were jealous because we have an essence, we have a soul, and the Archons don't have that. They have no essence, they have no
Because
soul.
they're cyborgs.
Yeah, they're half dead. Yeah.
Yeah, half-dead cyborg psycho-spiritual parasites.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're a big deal for them. I'm gonna go whole castle to
big
these
get.
people. Yeah. Oh, it'd be huge.
We're like the Michael Sam
Yeah.
of the universe.
That's right.
So the Archons...
Big gay football player.
Yeah. Not very good, actually. Not very good at football. The guy.
Doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
He made a splash in the media.
He definitely did.
So, the Archons, they duplicate reality. And then when we buy into their duplicated reality,
We make it real.
we make it real. That we make the false state the reality. We
You
make
don't
the
understand,
duplicated.
Ben.
No,
Listen,
right now I'm just thinking, is this duplicity like that? What is that Michael Keaton movie, or is it more like a sliding doors? The Gwyneth Paltrow.
It's
film?
like a sliding doors, but instead, like, the thing is you did go through the door.
I see.
Right?
Yeah.
You could go through the door and you could go not through the door.
Sure.
We didn't go on the date with Gwyneth Paltrow. Humans did not go on the date with Gwyneth Paltrow.
No.
Archons went on the date with Gwyneth Paltrow.
I see.
But
we feel like we did.
Yes.
They did. Okay.
Yes. But according to the text, they can also manipulate people to do things that are suddenly very odd. But they can also
Do you know who they got? Was that Miley Cyrus? That's that's an example.
Yeah. Or
Yes.
that Tom Cruise.
And I'll tell you, Miss Solange hasn't been acting right lately.
No, she's got a couple
Attacking.
Archons up her pussy as well.
That's where they go.
Because that's how I feel like they attach right to your pussy, your butthole.
Yes, going
right
up.
to your butthole. But the other thing is that, but this is also very similar, sort of, to Thetans.
Yes, it is. It's very similar.
Yes.
But however, these people weren't the creators of the earth. They were merely people who were they were outside of the universe.
There was a virus that was jealous of our existence,
The
so they
Archons.
showed up to take us.
Yeah, about
These are the
let's say
Archons.
about 5,500 years ago.
So the one thing about the video that you sent, Henry, I did enjoy was the psychopath portion where they were discussing how all of our leaders in the world are psychopaths.
Yes.
So were they psychopaths before the Archons took them over?
No,
or did the Archons make them
made them
psychopaths?
psychopaths. Before that, all human beings were fucking groovy.
Groovy
nice
divine
people.
beings that
Right.
were able to travel through dimensions and time.
And then, so why they just did that because they
Because
wanted...
they were jealous.
Yeah, they're
they needed
jealous
our grief,
like
right?
Solange
Yeah.
Right.
of Beyonce's career.
Solange Knowles,
So, but
yeah.
let's see, we could use that as an example as
Sure.
well.
Yeah.
So, Beyonce's pure human.
Yeah,
sure.
Solange.
Solange.
No, not Solange.
She's got an
Solange.
alien up her pussy, and she
Yeah.
got mad at Jay-Z, and Jay-Z is Barack
Illuminati.
Obama. But
now
before.
Okay, so...
I don't think it worked.
No, I don't think so.
Well, I can bring it back. This is something we can all understand, that the Archons are actually the ones that are responsible for the deterioration of our culture.
Okay.
Television is
the
an
voice.
Archonic
The voice
imitation.
is made by the Archons.
So, like, the liberal media is completely Archoned up.
Well, here's what it is, that humans are imitated on television, but the imitation is altered and is nearly always obscene and profane because the Archons do not only understand the sacred, but they hate it. They don't understand it, but they hate it.
But because we watch it on television,
Yeah.
it's like when we are watching something. So according to this, when we watch something on television, the more attention we pay to it, we make it real. So it's like,
This is
yes,
true, though.
television is a mirror. The media is a mirror of what we do, but we're reinforcing the reality of the media the more we pay attention to it. And so the Archons are, I don't want to say like the Jew-run media. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Jew-run media. But I do feel like there is a thing we're getting to that, aren't we?
We're gonna be. God damn it!
They always get
Of course, we're gonna be
anti-Semitic.
getting to that. Of course,
These
we're gonna be
people
getting
always-
to that.
yeah.
Every time. But however, these people are
Yeah.
kind enough to put aside a couple of good ones.
That's very nice.
We'll get to that here in a second.
Yeah,
but
no, but
you
that
know,
is a good point, though, Henry. You're right. Yeah, we create the reality that we see on television. And right now, I'll tell you one thing. If I see one more old guy with a beard, it's all about old, ugly white dudes with big beards. That's the new hot thing
It's
with
kind of
reality television.
young guys with beards.
No, I'm telling you, it's all history. It's all these guys who are making moonshine.
You're talking
and
about the
they're
duck men. The
duck
guys who do the
dudes,
duck
yes.
stuff.
I'm telling you, they're all over the place. These old guys with the white beards.
Is it
Get
called
rid of them.
DuckTales?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
so now we're
Ugly,
getting.
though. They're all Archoned up.
So now we're gonna get into how the Archons fit into Judeo-Christian.
I'm in this duck hunter's beard. How I fooled you. I am the Archon.
So the Gnostics, back to them, they thought that Jehovah, which is the Hebrew name for God in the Old Testament, was actually an alien off-planet demon.
Of course,
Sure.
Jay-Z also goes by Hova, which is shortened for Jehovah. So think about that.
That's doesn't really connect.
Doesn't
But
matter,
it
but
could.
it still said words, though. Still did say words.
They say that he was a fake god, a masquerading archon, so that all of the bad things that come from Judeo-Christian knowledge actually come from the Old Testament, because Jehovah, the angry, avenging God, was actually an archon. However, Jesus Christ,
Was he an Archon?
God, no. He was not an Archon at
my.
all. And in fact, he fought against the Archons, but he kind of fucked up a little bit because he did defeat the Archons, and that somehow the Archons got released from a prison. And by the way, that's probably what
prison?
They say that's probably what the Book of Enoch is about.
Yeah,
but
it's Jesus with nunchucks fighting babies with like little bat wings, and it's him just going like, so I came here to swing nunchucks and fucking chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of fucking bubble gum. And he's like, oh, Jesus, you're fucking awesome.
Yeah, way
Jesus,
cool.
you're fucking badass. And he's like, come kiss me, Christina Hendricks. And she's there, and he starts sucking on her tits a whole bunch.
Oh,
and he's like, I gotta go kick the ass of these babies. Wait for me, Christina Hendricks. She's like, but I can't. You never fucked because you're the pure one.
Oh, man. He's fucking. If I was an Archon, I'd get all up in Christina Hendricks.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. And if you have a indie band or an improv group masquerading Akron?
No, wait. Archon.
Archon. Masquerading Archon is a good name, I think.
Okay, so the Archons, they were released from the prison, and then Jesus said that he would lock
were they
them.
paroled? What did they do? What kind of prison was it? A baby prison?
It was just like another baby in a beat up old ex-police car like in Blues Brothers. So they all just they'll pile into it and just be like, where are we going? It's just like, we're going to Chicago.
Yeah, this seems like an episode of Rugrats.
So Jesus, he said that they were supposed to be in the box until the end of time. That wasn't true. They got out of the box. They got out, and then
Why even say they're going to be there till the end of time? Why lie?
I don't think he didn't know that he was lying. Technically, Jesus doesn't lie. So he just made a mistake.
Yeah. Technically. So, the Archons got out, and...
But all this is true, right?
I
just keep forgetting that all this is true.
I mean, if the powers that be would ever let us read the fucking Book of Enoch, then we'd know. But we don't know.
Not
now,
yet.
Is it about the Nephilim? Is it about the Archons? We don't know, because they won't let us read it. All we have is little whisperings and little pieces
you
of it.
You are covered in sweat.
Yeah, Marcus did just take off his hoodie. I mean, this is really getting intense in there.
I did have to take off my hoodie. Yes, I'm getting very warm and worked up. So, the forces of Jehovah, the evil god, they conquered the forces of Jesus.
Okay, so Jehovah conquered some things.
So Jehovah conquered some things. Jehovah conquered Jesus, and we've been in control of the Archons ever since.
But the Archons are in control of us.
The Archons are in control. And you ask, who are the Archons now?
Can I ask that?
Now, is Jesus in, like, carbonite somewhere? Is that a part of the story?
Where
like Jesus is, like, frozen?
Like no, Jesus is in the land of the one true God. And Jehovah is not the one true God.
Six Flags Atlanta.
I love Six Flags.
Yeah, because Jesus never refers to God as Jehovah.
Hey, Jesus, you're going to have to get off Batman the Ride. We got to close.
No, but I just having so much fun.
It's your 15th time today, Jesus. Come on.
So you ask, who are the Archons now? Zionists. It's always Zionists. It's always it always comes back to the Jews.
Why is this? Why do we have to do this?
I don't know why.
Don't you know that like we cannot continue with your theory. We're trying to spread the truth to people, but as soon as you bring the Jews into it,
it's never positive.
Stop.
Yeah.
Every time we have to stop. However, they do say, and this one is slightly different.
Well, the best way to stop an Archon is you got to stomp on one of their tiny hats they got.
Best way to stop an Archon is to wave a penny under his nose. Throw it down a sewer grate. He'll go down there and you don't gotta wait for him no more.
All right, take it easy. Good God.
So, these people, these Archons, they actually adopted Judaism, and they used Judaism to beat people over the head with it. The Talmudic stuff, the Old Testament stuff, but they do subscribe to the good ones theory, and that there are some good Jews out there, but the Talmudic Zionists are the bad Jews.
But Jews don't really evangelize that much.
No, they do not.
It's very difficult to become Jewish.
Well, Zionist, that also works. Zionist means like the Israel thing and all that, so that's what they're talking about.
It's just some guy who's mad at Bank of America. That's all this is.
And so they say that they're not doing any of this with stealth now. They're out in the open. The Zionists are saying,
all
let's
these
make
Jews
it
just
Israel.
prancing around celebrating Hanukkah.
Yep. And they say that they're pushing it in the faces of the ever dumber and helpless American populace.
I thought it was like Citizens United and stuff like that was ruining the country. I had no idea.
Oh, no. It's the Archons.
So much more reasonable.
It's these invisible babies that run our television. This is what...
The invisible, half-dead, half-alive cyborg babies.
Being fucking stupid.
I'm trying to learn.
So how...
That would be amazing trap to get all the Archons to get Christina Hendricks. Drop her top for the first time and out in the fucking in front of the Chinese theater in L.A. All the babies that come shooting out of the woodworks to suck on them big old melons.
Oh my goodness, that would be great. Some adults
Free
too.
lunch in Los Angeles, yes. Mad Men's Christina Hendricks. She's got milk for weeks.
But they don't like milk; they like grief. So it'll just have to be Christina Hendricks, like fully clothed, and just a bunch of dudes staring at her, and he's just like, "Yes, yes, do not take your clothes off; they are full of grief." Oh man, I love that woman. Let's just think about an actual hot naked woman for a second.
Come on. No,
all right.
We can't. We don't have time.
All right.
So, how do we stop the Archons?
This is a good question.
That's the... Okay, so the Gnostics...
Well, don't say their name, number one.
Oh, yeah. Ankle biters.
Flamethrowers.
That's good.
Boots. Big boots.
Yeah.
The Archons believe
Slush
that they
boots.
were advanced beings... that there are advanced beings in the universe who actually care for us, and that there was a bet made between the Archons and these advanced beings that human beings would eventually overcome the Archons on their own without their help to become the divine beings that we once were.
A bet.
So
What
we
is it?
gotta
Is
pull
it-
ourselves up by the bootstraps.
Yeah.
Is it like a Freddie Prinze Jr. movie where they take an ugly girl and make her hot just to ask her to prom, not to show up?
No.
A bet.
It's more like a movie where the rich son gets thrown out on his ass. It's Coming to America. That's what it
I
is.
see.
Yes. I will go to Queens. That's what it is. The rich guy has to go out and make it on his own.
I'm glad we're just in an Eddie Murphy movie.
Oh, I love those Eddie Murphy movies. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So the one thing we know is that the Archons, what they hate more than anything after love is courage.
They don't like courage.
They don't like courage.
They hate courage so much. They
And
cannot
bacon.
They cannot stand up to courage. We're the ones.
I don't think they can stand up, period.
They're babies.
They're half dead. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I'm going to think about Christina Hendricks' moisture hole a little bit more.
So what you have to do, you just have to get rid of the fake. You have to stay in the now. You have to stay in the real. You got to get rid of all the phony people in your life. You got to get rid of your television. You got to keep the internet, though, because otherwise
How are you going to get updates from Biblioteca Pleiades?
No, because the internet, that's a tool, man.
I see.
Television is not a tool. In fact, the guy that did
I've
this
seen a
interview...
lot more twisted, fucked up things on the internet than I ever did on TV.
As have I. One would argue that the internet is a much bigger generator of negativity than the television could ever be.
I think so, yeah.
But the guy that actually did this interview, he even said that he once did a segment for the History Channel in which he was trying to talk about the positivity, but through horrible editing techniques and terrible music, they were able to make him sound scary, thereby furthering the Archon agenda. So he's done with TV. He's never going back to TV. And I get it. I get it.
So does that wrap up the journey of the Archons and what we can do to stop them?
Well, yeah, just know that you also have to watch out for cell phone radiation, ELFs, EMFs, Gwyn Towers, heart projects.
We know all this.
Oh, yeah, that's
Absolutely,
standard.
of course. That's
So-
why I sit in my
Hold
apartment
on.
with no clothes on.
This
I'm
guy
covered in
is,
saran wrap.
this guy is just a disgruntled talking head?
Yes.
He just got upset with the way a producer
He
edited him in a
because he
program?
got cut out of Ancient Aliens.
Oh, my God.
Well, he didn't
That's what this is
necessarily
all
get,
about.
He didn't get cut out. They just made
He
him
didn't
sound scary.
He also didn't even say Ancient Aliens. It could have been World's Dumbest Criminals.
It's very possible.
No, that's on True TV. He said History Channel.
Okay, yes.
Specifically
Yeah?
History Channel.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Tsoukalakis and him are not friends.
Okay. All right, so we're ready to go on to the next thing we've learned about. We got to rip through this.
Yeah, man, we went to evil. Let's go for good.
Now, okay, guys, yes, it seems overwhelming.
I'm
the
stressed,
Archons,
yeah.
Archons are coming after us. They're
What can
up
we-
in our pussies. They're up in our buttholes, making us psychopaths.
Feel
but
it.
there is help on the way.
Oh, thank God.
A recently illuminated member of society, R. Scott Lemriel, recently went into Coast to Coast AM to illuminate the world about the Say-Rays agenda. Now, the Say-Rays agenda, good news, folks. It's going to help us, right? The Say-Rays, first of all, I'm just going to go on and say it's real.
Sure,
okay?
yeah.
We're living a fucking lie. All right, human beings are living half a life.
Right.
Okay?
Oh, interesting.
The Say-Rays are a human race, right? They are humanoid. They're 25 feet tall. They can fly. They're 1,000 years old. They can live up to 1,000. They're telepathic. They can heal themselves. They can jump out of their own bodies, right? Human race.
How are they human?
They are humans.
They're 25. They can fly.
We're gonna figure out. We're gonna see all this, right? They're coming to help us. Okay, for a long time.
I mean, it sounds terrifying.
Shut up. You don't even know.
I mean, I'm just saying.
You don't know. No. Have you ever seen the movie Attack of the 50-Foot Cheerleader?
Yeah, but that was scary.
Big, awesome boobs in it.
Really big.
Imagine
But so big that you can't even see
a
'em.
race of them. So they helped human beings evolve a long time ago. Human beings are here. What they do is they are a part of a thing called the Galactic Interdimensional Council of Free Worlds, right? Which is a group of 450 million benevolent humanoid and non-humanoid bipedal and non-bipedal races that live just in our arm of the Milky Way. Now, this is a part of Galactic Federation. That's sci-fi.
I mean, if this is true, then there just has to be a huge, sash factory someplace.
There is.
There's definitely sashes, and there's a lot of badges that go along
sashes
with...
and hats and stuff.
Yeah.
So basically, it was revealed to R. Scott Lemriel that the Say-Rays, they helped us evolve, and then they, for no reason, disappeared. Possibly to go watch a baseball game, a big, giant baseball game with
must be
25
big
foot.
bats, yeah.
And then when they left, a group of... They call them the Pterillimex, but they mean reptilians. A group of reptilian-like entity showed up while human beings was in its fledglings and put a psychic program genome into our DNA that made us not be 25 feet tall. It made us
made us tiny?
Made us super tiny.
Why would it make us tiny?
Because we're not as cool then.
I
Right?
see.
I mean, it's not telepathic. We cannot fly. And what R. Scott Lemriel has come back to say we are set. The Say-Rays have popped into another dimension. They've come back to our dimension with the laser beam that will destroy this genome in our brains, and not only in us, but also reptilians, making them vegetarian iguanas and making us cool.
And we
Again.
can fly.
We'll be
then.
like Teen Wolf.
Ooh, okay.
We will turn into a bunch of party animals.
Good at basketball,
So basically,
yeah.
because the sort of the rundown of it is that Earth is we're the center of a bunch of different interdimensional portals. Now, this was all revealed to R. Scott Lemriel after he tried his first beer.
Oh, wow.
So he was saying, R. Scott Lemriel, do we want to play? And he said, R. Scott Lemriel is a really interesting. He wrote this book called The Say-Rays Agenda, which is garbage.
Oh, I thought you were going to say self-published.
No,
definitely say self-published.
I want to read a little bit of what R. Scott Lemriel thinks of himself.
I would love to hear what this guy thinks of himself.
So he writes he wrote this book called The Say-Rays Agenda. It was about the revelation of this information to him. And basically it's all about this man named Mark Sandfield, who is his double.
Sandfield, not Stanfield?
Stanfield.
Mark Stanfield. Okay, so this is the body double?
So this is how it
Let's call him Avatar.
Okay.
Yes, Avatar, yes. So we'll begin this is how the book begins, right? Chapter 1, Taken Beyond Earth. A sleek, silvery disc-shaped ship speeding through space, illumined around its entire circumference with a pale blue light, swiftly passed by the planet Mars, and then it darted in a streak of light into the distant black void between countless stars. Inside, a lone alien pilot looked down and grinned with satisfaction at the blinking, faceted, spherical blue crystal in the center of his semicircular, crystalline control console. Good! The one the Galactic Council selected is located. He will help. He must, he thought to himself with some relief. Silently reflecting on the swift accomplishment, the visitor reached down at waist level to place his right palm with spread fingers into the right illumined golden quartz crystal hand impression, and it brightened, passing light through his translucent skin. At ground level, the misty sprinkling of tiny warm raindrops hitting the man's upturned face was refreshing, and the midsummer air was rich with the scent of ozone. God, I needed this after all those months of madness in the city. Mark Sandfield felt relieved by the thought as he peered deeper into his recollection of the past 3 months living under the smoggy skies of Los Angeles. That stint in the city was part of the research he was conducting for his new book about a suspected malevolent extraterrestrial presence operating behind a shadowy, hidden government on Earth. He had already interviewed several dozen people, men, women, and even a few children, who all claimed that they had been abducted by aliens and mistreated in some form or another.
Can I agree with Katie here, with your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Stop it.
You gotta stop.
Stop it. You just gotta stop it.
So it's like, so he
Get to the meat, man.
He starts talking about how he starts talking. This is just in the book. I just love this so much. He's talking about, oh, it'd be so crazy. Oh, these people believe they've been abducted. They're absolutely crazy. And so it cuts to him. He glanced up at the sky and appreciatively gazed upon the forested mountaintops and verdant valleys that surrounded him. He took in a deep breath of the clean mountain air, grinned like an imp, and then started to joyfully sing with childlike abandon the old cheerful classic lyrics to the Song of the South. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay, my oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine coming my way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay, Mr. Bluebird's on my shoulder.
Wow, he really
It's
does
true.
sing it, huh?
It's actual.
really.
Everything is satisfactual. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay, my oh my, what a wonderful. Oh, shit. And then he spits up on the alien.
That guy has never actually spoken to a human being in his life, huh? Wow, that is.
It's like half a page with just song
just
lyrics.
the song. I'm just filling up this page.
But that's just to
That's
set up more
great.
about him. Do you want to play? And so he was
Yeah.
inspired. So he met this alien named Monka, who in true
Monka
story,
the alien?
So in real life, he fell asleep after trying his first beer. He got a download of information from an alien called Monka, and then a bunch of alien spaceships shot up. This was all after his first choir practice in elementary school.
Interesting.
Fucking
Interesting.
loser.
Yeah.
He said that he looked up in the sky and saw 15 UFOs do a dance for him, and then they bowed.
Oh, isn't that nice?
You know, I will say, the very first time that I ever got super drunk, I saw a UFO.
Sure, yeah.
what
Yeah.
did it do, Marcus?
It just went zibba, 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 back and forth, and then it flew into the air.
Yeah.
I drank whiskey.
Yeah, I think you were in the back of a pickup truck, and those were street lights. That's fine.
So this guy, R. Scott Limriel, of course, he obviously has some appreciation for music. So much
yes.
so that he wrote an album called Stranger on a Lost Island.
Now, this is directly inspired by the Say-Rays, who've been speaking to him for some time. Also,
right.
what I've noticed, a lot of times if you look up different alien races, you'll see other people writing about it. Nobody else talks about the Say-Rays.
No.
Say-Rays,
He's
very
the
underreported, huh?
only one.
Interesting.
And this is a song.
It's almost like he just made it up. Weird. How that is possible.
This is a track. This is a very short clip from his album. You can go to paralleltime.com/Stranger on a Lost Island music CD.html to hear the whole album if you'd like. But this is a short clip from the song The Light and Sound Wizard.
Wow. Oh my god. Oh man. This makes Jimmy Buffett sound good.
Light and Sound Wizard.
I love it, man.
Oh, yeah. So,
Yeah, that's and there's other
Dude, what
there's
this?
other hit tracks on the album like Dreamin' Again of the Elves, Rainbows in the Sun, The Jester and the Fool,
Oh my.
Sunya's Song, and Dance Upon the Wind.
yeah, you know that Sunya never heard that song because he kept trying to
No.
invite her to the open mic at the coffee shop near his
Yes.
house. And she kept being like, I'm kind of tired. I don't think I can go. It's just like, you've got to come, Sunya. The Say-Rays demand it. But no, so basically, another thing he basically talks about is that what the Say-Rays basically have done is they have permanently stopped the destructive cycle going on Earth. Every 100,000 years, our poles shift, right? And so what the Say-Rays have done is they fixed that. And now
Well,
what
how
they
they
got to
fix
do...
it?
I don't know. He just drops stuff. So he said they fixed that, right? And the other thing,
But the whole world's at war constantly.
no.
Well, that's where the Archons come in.
But if they don't, not according to the Say race.
So the Sayrays have beaten the Archons, and now we're
You
at
could
peace.
say the way you can combine these two thoughts is that the Archons are the psychological programming that's been put into us by another race, known as the Trillelmians.
Yeah,
or whatever
those are
it
the
is,
reptilians.
Right? But he kept saying this thing about how Earth has been finally greenlit for the Sayrays agenda, which is they're going to come in, they're going to shoot us with their mind lasers, make us cool again, right? Because the problem is that Earth has this constant cycle. This is as much sense as it makes.
Yeah.
And that he'll keep, because Earth's got this 100,000 year cycle. It killed the dinosaurs. It's going to kill us again. But the Sayrays are making sure that it doesn't happen, because what they want from us, they want us to bump up to the next level. And the only way they can do that is they have to zap the fucking evil programming out of our head, and then they can reveal themselves to us in a grand gesture.
I mean, join a gym. This guy needs.
But between this and then, so going back to Harry Truman, right?
Right.
We want to talk about
How did
this.
we get to Truman?
That easily.
there
So
we
a
go.
long time ago, do you remember? We've talked about this many times.
Yeah, in our
Truman made,
Pleiadians episode.
yes, Truman made an agreement with the Greys that we would get a certain amount of. We would get a certain amount of alien technology, and they get a certain amount of humans that they're allowed to abduct and experiment. But they're supposed to wipe their memories and bring them back.
Is this where the bomb came from?
This is after the bomb, because what
This
happened
is
is
1954.
what the Sayrays agenda fills out is that the Sayrays actually came to them first, or the Pleiadians. Technically, we said the Pleiadians, but that's wrong, because the
So the
Sayrays
Pleiadians gave
And yes.
Truman technology, which then did it lead to TV.
The Sayrays
And now
showed up.
and now we begin our segment. Let's reconcile.
Yeah.
So the Sayrays showed up and said, we will invite you to be a part of the Galactic Interdimensional Council of Free Worlds, which provides for you, free Wi-Fi, free Subway sandwiches, there's a lot of membership perks. But what you have to do is you have to give up all your nuclear bombs. And Truman's like, we just got them. Damn it.
Yeah, you don't want to give them up.
Yeah, so they didn't take it, and so they made an agreement with the Greys after the Greys basically said to them, like, if you don't take this arrangement, we're going to make an arrangement with the Russians. But it turns out those sneaky Greys had already made an arrangement with the Russians, so you're playing everybody, right? So what they're trying to say now is we just have to hold on tight for the Sayrays to complete the process, because they are already in, he said, the beginning stages of wiping out evil in other parts of the Milky Way galaxy,
Sure.
and we're on the fucking docket.
So the Sayrays are like Mark Cuban on the show Shark Tank.
Yes.
So he's just trying to get people to make a deal. I
Yes.
see.
It doesn't necessarily. Pleiadians could just be one of the benevolent races of the 450 million benevolent races.
Well, according to what we've studied before, and I
Right.
use the term studied very loosely, that what we've studied before is that there are 16 races out there, not 450 million.
That's a lot of races. 450 million.
you
yeah.
don't know.
I mean, I don't know. It's very difficult to know. Yeah. So they gave us all this technology, and then that's where we got television from, and then we just used it to make
we had
shows like
television.
All in the Family.
This is in 1954.
Right, but I mean,
though.
really,
maybe color television.
Sure. Yeah. You gotta. I mean, it was
No,
pretty-
Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi came from them.
And
Oh, I
cellular telephones.
yeah.
But they didn't come until
Oculus
much later.
Rift.
But why didn't we just have them in '56 then?
Because we
Exact-
weren't ready.
We weren't ready to understand.
So what we made? When did we make the deal? In the '80s, when the America was just making a bunch of
No,
deals?
no. We haven't even seen the stuff that
We
the
haven't made
Sayrays
the deal
first
yet.
gave them.
Oh, I see.
No, they're letting it trickle out because they know they're making money on it. It's like what Apple does. But they're like, they know they can make
Yeah.
a new iPhone the size of your fucking head of your dick. You know what I mean? You know that they can make that if they want
I
to.
mean, I don't think anyone would want to put something
Half
that's in
an
the
inch.
shape of a head of a penis next to their ear. But
Well, so basically, until then, the only thing that Mr. Scott Lemriel says we can do is bide our time, and until then.
Listen
So
to
now
his
we're
music,
under
you know?
constant. We listen to his music, and we're under constant threat of reptilian attack and gray attack. And so, at some point, he was talking with George, and he's just like, "And there is a special word that you can say and use. It's a mantra that you can use. Can't be copyrighted by any country. It is an intergalactic language." And George is like, "What is it? What's the word? Do I have to drag it out of you?" And he's just like, "All you have to do is think a positive thought. Think about your wife. Think about a food that you like." This is literally what he said. Anything you like, And anytime you are under threat of alien abduction, you just have to go, Hugh, Hugh, Hugh. And he did that for a little while, and George, I could see, like, I don't know, I barely know what George did, but I could see the look on his face through the radio, and him just being like, so you just say the word Hugh at them. And he's like, no, it's Hugh, Hugh. And he's like, you know what? There's a lot of fantastic things we've heard tonight, but the one thing I will not believe is that we can fend off an alien attack with some kind of sound, some kind of mantra. We need a gun. Because
it seems to be working. I feel good. Yeah. I feel better. What did you think about, Marcus?
And then later
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to think about pizza. Hugh.
I'm thinking about spaghetti.
Ooh, that's good. Ooh, Christina Hendricks. Hugh.
And then later on, a caller called in, and he's just like, again, George, hey, thank you so much. First-time caller, long-time listener. Just want to say again, thank you so much for having me on the show. So you just say the word Hugh to beat the aliens. He's like, no. You don't just say the word Hugh. You go, Hugh, Hugh. And then the guy's like, you mean like Hugh, Hugh. It's like, exactly.
No, like Hugh.
Like Hugh.
So it's like Hugh. No. Hugh. Now, I swear I'm saying it right, George, so... Oh, shit, they got me. I must have said it all wrong.
What did George say about, like, he mentioned a movie, right?
Oh, yeah, he's like, I have to say, I refuse to believe. Have you seen that classic Will Smith film, Independence Day? When those aliens come, we can't just say Hugh with these aliens.
Right.
We need a rocket launcher.
Yeah. Absolutely. I saw Mars Attacks, and I'll tell you. Yeah, and I do agree. I would say George Norrie is correct.
Yeah, and the perfect scenario
in this situation.
So what he did to get through it all is that when he basically when he. I'm sorry.
We're going back to the author here.
What's his name again? Wrote, Scott Lemriel wrote this about a character named Mark Sandfield. He was talking about when he was first being cleansed. This is the type of scenario you have to be careful of.
Well, first of all, explain what Mark Stanfield looks like.
Mark Stanfield is 6'3", blonde of hair, slight cleft chin, with his beautiful young fiancée, Janice Younger.
Janice Younger?
It's just
Mark Lanriel on the other. Mr. Lanriel, on the other hand, is 5'4".
Oh.
Little of hair. Tucked in shirt.
Are you looking at a picture of him
tucked
now?
in shirt. Acid wash jeans.
Janice Younger is the grossest name I've ever heard.
So at this point, Mark Sandfield is on the Sayre spaceship with an alien called Mortland, right? He's like, Mortland. They call me Mortland, but you can call me Morty.
So the names are Mortland, Munka, Stanfield, and Younger.
There's a woman one named like Juniper Sundema. Sundema is the female one.
Okay.
She's leading Mark Sandfield through this. He's got a crystal hat on.
That's heavy.
It's just heavy.
Yeah.
And he's helping him cleanse his soul of this bad psychic patches in his DNA. The scene on the surrounding panels changed once more, and the man was now standing spread eagle, tied with thick ropes to several crude wooden posts. In a prehistoric alien jungle setting, the same two reptilian captors approached him, brandishing long, curved, double-edged swords, crude, jagged-edged saws. They were laughing at the man's dire dilemma, as their long, forked tongues, dripping with sticky saliva, sipped in and out of their mouths, sadistically licked the sides of the man's cheeks. The man convulsed and vomited from the stench of reptilian breath. Then Mark heard the taller captor say in a deep, guttural voice with hellish glee, "Which part shall we eat first? Should it be the eyes? Oh yes, the eyes are very tasty."
Oh, yeah, sure.
The other captor chimed in, drooling, "I'm gonna rip off your arm, human, and eat it in front of your crude, fragile face. But first, let me remind you, puny thing, if you attempt to remember again who you are, then this is what will happen to you." The taller reptilian bipedal demon thrust forward both his long green arms and, grasping five-fingered razor-sharp claws, ripped out both of the man's eyes and sucked them down his throats at the ends of his bloody fingertips. It's just terribly written.
It just sounds like a penthouse forum.
It is terribly written. Yeah, so he was saved by it because basically what he said is that the reason why the reptilians the reason why we've been made so small, and this is literal, I should have said this before. The reason why they want to keep us small is because we're easier to eat. The reptilians are
More
using
like
us
a
like
veal?
a grocery store. Like they say that
Yeah.
Earth is here as a grocery store, but technically we are a Switzerland that cannot be touched according to the rules of the Galactic Interdimensional Council of Free Worlds. But the reptilians
Right.
do anything they can to get their way around the rules.
So
How
we
many-
used to be Sam's Club size,
Yeah.
and now we're 7-Eleven size.
Maybe there's an
Yes.
obesity epidemic with the reptilians, do you think? Or
I'd like to think so.
Yeah. Huh. Well, that is all true, and it's just so interesting. We're just all a little piggly wiggly, you know?
I'm confused.
Yeah, yep.
And remember, everyone,
But
please
that's okay.
send us
What you remember?
Yeah, your notes. Send us your notes as to what you
Right.
think we said. Post it on the Facebook page.
Yeah, this is as much as we know. We were going to talk about the Mexican government coming forth with a big release of documents from the Mayan ages saying that UFOs are real.
That would have been a more intelligent conversation.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this is go forth, remember,
Yeah.
all these realities could be real if you are dumb.
That's right. Oh man, if you're dumb, life is so much fun. All right, so,
I'm
don't
exhausted.
get the archons
Yeah,
out of
I
your
am.
body. Get the what's the name of these?
Say rays, get their help.
Yeah, get the Say Rays
The
help.
Wilt Chamberlains of the sky.
That's right. Thanks so much for
Aliens,
listening.
huh? It just doesn't get easier to explain.
Yeah, hail Satan.
It gets
everybody.
harder every time we try. But
yeah.
it's just.
I've never talked about a subject and learned less. Like I don't know how to explain it.
That book is 1,200 pages long.
Well, it's because he writes like a jackass.
I read like 120 pages of it last night, and I'm
Oh,
just
my
like,
goodness.
I'm tired.
You know, it's
I
exhausting.
feel run down.
It's exhausting. Yeah.
All right. Well, hail Satan, everybody. Join the Facebook group.
Yeah.
Please review us on iTunes.
And this
Yeah.
week, please review us on iTunes. This Saturday, we
Yeah.
have
last podcast on the left live.
Last podcast on
10
the left
p.m.
live. And I found out there was a little confusion is that we're not necessarily the last Thursday.
We're the fourth Saturday.
We're the fourth Saturday of every month. Sometimes it's the last, sometimes it's not. So yeah, this Saturday, 10 p.m., Creek in the Cave, 1093 Jackson Avenue. Go to creeklic.com for more information.
Yep.
Live show.
Megustalations.
Megustalations. Henry loves you on Twitter. Marcus Parks on Twitter. I'm Ben Kitzel on Twitter. Hail yourselves, and hope to see you all on
Hail
Saturday.
me! Come out and smell us.
Oh, it's gonna be wonderful, and not one talk about the archons
No.
on the live
We'll
show.
see what happens.
No,
Any
you
surprises
get one video,
abound.
Henry. You get one video on the archons, so that's it.